Once we've had babies, we are in a specific season of life, and our bodies have needs that are specific to that season. So the quicker that we learn to work with this rather than fight against it, the quicker we'll be able to get in shape, the better we'll feel while doing it, and the longer lasting results we'll have. So today we're going to talk about 3 things. First, we're going to talk about the type of exercise that we should be focusing on. Second, we're going to talk about a workout formula that is designed for women in this season of life. And then third, we'll talk about blood sugar balance, so why it's important for getting in shape and how you can learn to balance yours. By the way, my name is Janelle. My background is in nutritional science and dietetics, and I am here to talk all things wellness and self-development for women who are in this specific season of life of having babies and in the middle of raising little kids. So if that's you and this sounds like fun to you, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything that I have coming out for you. Okay, so the first thing that's really important to focus on is low impact movement, especially in the mornings. During my time studying for my degree, one of my favorite subjects to learn about was hormones in the female body specifically. And throughout the years of researching and reading so much on this topic, I've been really surprised to find out just how much our exercise impacts our hormones and how that affects how well we can get in shape and stay in shape. And one hormone that exercise really affects a lot is our stress hormone, cortisol. We have a natural rise in cortisol first thing in the morning because it's actually what helps us wake up from when we're sleeping. But if we wake up and we do some high intensity workouts like some heavy lifting or intense cardio first thing in the morning, what that's going to do is raise that already naturally risen level of cortisol to much higher than it should be. And this is going to cause a lot of fat to accumulate in the body, especially around the stomach area, and it's going to make it a lot harder to get rid of that. And on top of all that, instead of your morning exercise making you feel energized and refreshed for the day, it's going to start your day off making you feel anxious and stressed out and depleted, which is the last thing that any of us need when we need to get up and take care of kids and babies for the rest of the day. Now, it is great to move your body first thing in the morning, and we should definitely all be doing that because it gets our blood flowing first thing in the morning. It's going to get fresh oxygen delivered to cells all throughout your body in the morning, and it's also going to help move and break up that fascia so that you don't feel so stiff and you can move through your day feeling lighter and a little more flexible. So what you want to do is opt for low impact movement and make sure it's not too long. So keep it to like 45 minutes or less. So maybe look at things like walking, yoga, or Pilates for your low impact option, especially in the morning. And I know this sounds a little counterintuitive because it feels like you're working less hard for the results that you really want to get. But with this approach, you are supporting your body and giving it what it needs at this time. And I promise you, your body will respond positively to that. I know for me, the results that I've gotten from going to the gym first thing in the morning to either lift heavy or do some intense cycling have nothing on the results I've gotten from waking up and first thing in the morning going for a 20 to 40 minute walk outside. If you're a little unsure what low impact exercises look like or like how to do it, some great resources to check out would be the YouTube channel Body Fit by Amy. I love her stuff. I used her videos all throughout college and both of my pregnancies. She's really informative and really great. Another one that I'm currently using right now is PVol, which is like a workout streaming service. If you've never heard of it, they do a great job of putting an emphasis on women's bodies and exercises that are good for us specifically. It's really thoughtful and well done, and the exercises are super effective. So those are 2 good resources to check out if you're a little unsure about how to go about this. Okay, so now let's get into that workout formula that was designed specifically for women in this season of life. So essentially, the formula is choose one low impact movement option. So either walking or yoga or Pilates, and you're going to do that for anywhere between 20 to 30 minutes. And then you're going to add in 1 to 3 simple but effective body weight exercises that you actually enjoy doing. And then you're going to do this formula every single day. Well, maybe not every single day. I personally like to give myself Sundays off to be super flexible. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. But the point is, you want to be extremely consistent and do it at minimum most days. So almost every single day. And then if you want results that are maybe a little bit more dramatic, you can add in another workout, like more intense full-on workout a little later in the day, 2 to 3 times a week, depending on your schedule and what you feel like your body needs. So for example, what this looks like for me, my daily exercise routine at the moment is 20 minutes of yoga with 1 to 2 sets of 8 push-ups, and then 1 set of split squats folded into my yoga routine. And then that's it. I do that every single day. And then about 3 days a week is what I aim for. I'll do another like workout video in the afternoon. Remember, what makes the biggest difference is not suffering at the gym for an hour workout doing stuff that you hate doing and you might not even be doing properly, so you're going to end up getting hurt from it anyway. What actually makes the biggest difference when it comes to the role that exercise plays in getting in shape comes down to 2 things. 1, doing exercises that support your body in the season of life that it's in right now. So for us right now, that means nurturing our hormones and being mindful not to put any unnecessary stress on our bodies, because we are already carrying so much stress, whether you are recovering still, if you're like less than a year out from having a baby, or if you have a toddler, just the daily stresses that come from caring for a toddler all day, or even if you have kids in school, just like the mental load of stuff you have to think about for kids at that age. There is so much stress involved in all of that, and our bodies carry all of that. So if you are going through that and then pounding intense exercise on your body every single day or many days a week, your body is going to get the burden from that, and it's going to make it a lot harder to actually get into good shape and feel good in your body. And number 2 is doing simple and effective exercises, but doing them every single day. Like those push-ups I do and those split squats, those are simple, those are easy, it's nothing crazy. But now that I've been doing them every single day for 6 months, the results in my arms and my legs are truly better than they've ever been. It's just because it's simple, it's effective, and I do it almost every day. So following this simple little formula of low impact movement, walking, yoga, or Pilates, plus 1 to 3 simple but effective exercises, and doing that every day will naturally over time really strengthen your body. You'll be releasing daily endorphins. You're going to nurture and support your hormones, and then you're also going to help your body to balance your blood sugar throughout the day, which is something we're going to talk about next. Now, in my opinion, this approach to exercise really leads you toward living a softer life. And remember that living a softer life doesn't mean that you're never working hard, right? It doesn't mean you're never challenging yourself, especially when it comes to exercise, but it means you are approaching it in a mindful way that is actually going to be good for your body and leave you feeling good throughout the day, so you can move through your life feeling good, like life flows a little bit easier. That's the whole point of this. Okay, I said we'd talk about blood sugar, so let's get into that right now. I won't get into crazy detail about this because this is just such a large topic, but it is so important when it comes to getting in shape, especially after your body has gone through the process of having babies, blood sugar is just something that you have to understand. Okay, so when it comes to getting in shape, to put it simply, if you are spiking and crashing your blood sugar so much throughout the day, your body will constantly be in a fat storage mode, and it will not get the chance to get into a fat burning mode. And this is because when you have meals or foods that are high in carbs or high in sugar, your blood sugar is going to spike from a meal like that. And in response to that, your pancreas is going to release a hormone called insulin to help get that blood sugar out of your bloodstream. The thing is that insulin is a storage hormone. So as long as insulin is lingering in your bloodstream, you will be in a storage mode and literally will not be able to get into a burning mode. And when you have such large blood sugar spikes like that, your body responds by releasing so much insulin that oftentimes, even after it has gotten all of the blood sugar out of your bloodstream, it still has so much leftover extra insulin lingering around in your blood. And this can linger around for up to like a few hours after a meal. So you can see how if you keep doing that at every single meal, essentially by the time your body is getting rid of that extra insulin, you're just spiking your blood sugar again, and you're causing another release of insulin, and you're going to keep yourself in that storage mode continuously throughout the day. And there is so much more detail to go into about all this, but I won't overwhelm you with all of that today. I've actually been thinking I could make like a whole little masterclass or course type of thing or something like that on this topic. I might do that, but if that's something that you want to do, let me know in the comments below and I will definitely do that for you. For today though, let me just give you a couple of quick and easy tips that you can implement today to massively improve your blood sugar balance and help you get in shape and stay in shape long term. The first thing that you're going to want to do is minimize or maybe even eliminate carbs at breakfast. So starting your day like this will ensure that you have very smooth blood sugar levels to start off your day, which will make sure that it'll be easier for your body to enter more of a fat burning mode when you're either between meals or when you're moving your body throughout the day, like maybe even during that afternoon workout that we talked about earlier. If you do have any carbs at all, maybe keep it to about a quarter cup or a half cup of something low glycemic, like maybe berries or something like that. Nothing high glycemic like bananas or grapes or even oatmeal for some people. I think people's bodies respond a little differently to oatmeal, especially depending on what you pair it with. But it might be best to minimize or eliminate altogether depending on your body. I know me specifically, I can't handle it. I'm very sensitive to sugar and it definitely spikes my blood sugar quite a bit. But just go with what you know about your body and think about those portions. Try to keep that in mind. So instead, maybe opt for something like an egg or tofu veggie scramble, or maybe like a nutty, seedy coconut yogurt, something like that. And the second tip is that when you do have carb-heavy meals or you choose to have some sugar or something like that, make sure you eat it after you eat something with fiber, protein, and healthy fats. And I'm talking about whole foods here, so this doesn't need to get complicated, and in fact it should be simple and very easy to do. So fiber, we're talking vegetables, lentils, nuts, seeds, stuff like that. Protein, we're talking lentils, beans, quinoa, meat if you eat meat, eggs if you eat eggs, stuff like that. And healthy fats, we're talking avocados, olive oil, coconut oil, all that kind of good stuff, just the good stuff. Focusing on whole foods when it comes to this hack is what's going to make the difference. So getting some sort of like ultra processed or like packaged food that just says it's high in fiber, high in protein, it's not going to have the same effect. So it's got to be something like veggies, a protein, maybe like veggies, meat with avocado. Simple. Keep it to that, and I'll explain why in just a second. So the fiber that you eat from those vegetables, lentils, nuts, whatever it is, are going to turn into this kind of viscous substance as it gets broken down in the stomach. And then your whole digestive tract is going to be lined with that substance. So any food, or like especially carb heavy or sugary food coming in after that, is going to be slowed down from that substance being in there first, which means that that blood sugar will be released into your bloodstream more slowly, and less insulin will be released in response to that. So that means less time spent in that storage mode for your body. And then the protein and the healthy fats, it's going to be a similar effect. It's kind of the same idea. So those two things, protein and healthy fats, take longer to digest than carbs or sugar. So when you eat them first, same thing, it slows down the release of that blood sugar into your bloodstream. So that's what's really going to make the difference there. So this is a really good thing to be thinking about at every single meal, not just breakfast. Fiber, especially from veggies, protein and healthy fats, make that first, and then add any carbs or any extras on top of that at the end of that meal. If you do that practice, especially every meal of the day, but even if you just start off on one meal a day, it's gonna make a really big difference really, really quickly. Okay, so let's just do a little recap of what we've talked about today. So the 3 things we're gonna be focusing on to help us get in shape and stay in shape while we're having babies and in the middle of raising kids is we're gonna focus on low impact movement, low impact exercises, workouts, all that good stuff. We're going to focus on that simple little formula of pairing one low impact movement option like walking, yoga, Pilates, plus 1 to 3 simple but effective exercises. I'm talking like push-ups, squats, stuff like that. And then also really learning to understand our blood sugar, focusing on blood sugar balancing meals that are focused on fiber, protein, and healthy fat. If you just focus on these 3 things, even just for a few weeks, it will make a huge difference. And if you end up trying this, definitely come back in the comments and let me know, because I'd be really excited to hear about your progress. If you found this video at all helpful, make sure to like the video and make sure to subscribe if you want to hear more wellness and self-development stuff that is specifically for us women who are having babies or have had babies and are in the thick of raising kids. All of my stuff is specifically for you. So hopefully I will see you in future videos. But again, I hope that this one was helpful for today. I'll see you next time. Bye.